Welcome back, steadfast adventurers, as we delve once more into the arcane tapestry of our ongoing quest. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Kyle, and we join Lady Tatiana, Ari, Parrish, Captain Talus, and Ortega with his newly attached arm. But first, of course, as always, a recap, this time brought to us by our very own Tatiana.
Exiting the portal, returning to Bathazan, Talus is no longer without an arm, and now it is actually Ortega who no longer has his limb. Ortega is clearly mad about the whole situation, and leaves us to head back to the inn on his own. Talus sees Ao in the distance. We very briefly talk about what to do, and decide to follow dear Ortega, which at this moment Talus decides to very poorly try and sneak away. Ari follows her, and Parrish and I go after Ortega. Ari finds Talus standing there staring at Ao while she is conversing with a cupcake-smelling tiefling and a green fella. At this point, we discover that Ao not only promised Ari knowledge about his family, but she and the tiefling are actually his family. After some chatting, they agree to help, and Ari heads back to the inn with Ford and Jester while exchanging stories and looking at some very X-rated artwork. Before Talus and Ao follow, they finally admit their mushy feelings for each other and dance. Upon entering the inn, I, of course, am very relieved that the cat's out of the bag and no longer have to bite my tongue. Ari is on sensory overload from his dear sister's oversharing, and at this point we are all very eager to get Ortega reacquainted with his hand. Jester and Ford reacquaint themselves with Parrish and talk about Skeegville, perking my interest, of course, and shortly after, Ao finally brings up that Galcerad would be able to fix Ortega's arm. While waiting, we learn a few things about each other, especially dear Parrish and Ari. But we also learned more about the vestige that we carry. Jester shares a myth or story that she's not quite sure if it's 100% true about how long ago a hero of the calamity begged for aid from 3 different gods in his time of need. Avandra the Changebringer was one of them. Avandra is said to have grieved for the hero, not because he had died, but because she feared her aid forced him to give up so much of himself, and that he would be robbed of a future. Upon learning this potential myth, Ao finally returns with Galcerad, who agrees to help. Galcerad asks for help from Talus, and hours go by. Swirling green energy, or smoke, whatever it was, finally subsides, leaving marks on our friends' arms.
So join us in our 13th episode, where the echoes of the night persist and the path forward is illuminated by the soft glow of understanding. Every step our heroes take, woven with the threads of destiny, contributes to the rich tapestry of our unfolding narrative. So gather round, dear listeners, and let the enchantment of storytelling carry you into another riveting episode, where the destinies of our characters intertwine with the very essence of your imagination. You are currently sitting at the bar, the tavern, at this point, all by yourselves, with Galcerad and Ao in tow. Ortega's arm is reattached with a really cool, fancy matching tattoo with Talus.
Nice.
Where's my... Am I still in the bathroom?
No, you came back. This was like 4 hours. This took place over like 4 hours of time.
Oh, just so I've been to the bathroom a few times, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say, she did make return trips.
Return trips, you know.
Does this go away, Galcerad?
No, it's not gonna go away.
What if you die? Does it go away?
No, it's beyond me. It's more of a permanent thing.
Noted. And Ortega's gonna hold out his hand to shake his hand and say thank you.
Galcerad sort of reluctantly pauses for a moment, and he matches to...
Why is it on all of you?
It's not on me, it's just on them.
Oh, okay. I thought it was on you too. Well, that's good. That means if you...
My deepest gratitude, Galcerad.
I'm glad that this could be resolved without needless bloodshed. I may ask the rest of you, I'm bound to you until I hear back from this Ragbeard cleric. What are your next steps? Do you intend to remain in this city?
What was the name of that temple that Ragbeard talked about?
What was the name of what?
The temple that Ragbeard said we would get information about the vestige from. That's why we're here in the first place. And that's
I was paying attention.
somehow what Talus has missed the whole time. That's why we're here, is to go to this place.
I'm sure that
I'm sure there can't be too many temples here.
in the game.
I mean, it might be a ruined temple, but there's got to be a temple here nonetheless. I'm pretty sure that's why we're here.
I've lost track. Last thing I thought we were looking for was a morgue of some sort.
We found that, didn't we?
No, we never went to the morgue. We ended up going to the cemetery where we found our dear parish.
Oh, this has been a nightmare of a 24-hour stretch.
I know, I'm exhausted.
I believe that the key...
I second that. I'm also exhausted, literally and figuratively. Still exhausted from the day you died.
Be nosy. Hey, darling, do you already have a room, or are you going to be sharing ours?
Well, I don't have a room per se. I could share with...
Okay, that's enough. Parish, darling, is there any way you can secure me an extra room so that they can have some privacy?
Absolutely. I was already picking out just the most delightful one for you. You may need to clean it, the brooms, mop, and pail yourself.
No,
but
well, Parrish, you can just bunk with me and Ari, and she can have your room.
I was planning on the same. More than happy to give you my room.
Our room's kind of demolished at the moment, though.
Yeah, no, his arm was an absolute, just insane maniac up in our room. Also, I snore through my guns, so it is both loud and threatening. Sorry in advance.
That explains why I drink so much whiskey.
Yes, I'm sure that's
everyone finds reason. But you're welcome, Parrish. Yes, of course, we'll make accommodations work, but I do believe that right now we have a couple of key goals. Exhaustion needs to be mended, and we need to potentially find out where what we're doing with this here vestige of divergence. He says under his breath quietly, not trying to attract attention.
Also, Ari, how much magic do you have left?
Here.
Well, I'm not necessarily talking about how much magic I have left. I'm talking about how much money we have left.
No, I'm asking how much magic do you have left?
Enough? Do you need something?
Yeah, I got some loot that I need looked at.
That I can do. What you got?
It's in my bag upstairs.
Okay,
and Ortega's just gonna start walking up the stairs.
I'm apparently going to go fondle his bag. So I'll let you know what I find. And in the interim, I believe that rest is in order. Also, as excited as we are to find out about where this necklace might take us, let's not forget that we need money for bread and ale and more bandages than I would have cared for since I've hung out with y'all. So let's make sure we've got some money in mind too. Good night.
Well, we could always look at the bounty board.
Seems like a great idea to me.
It is something that
also, I mean, like, let's remember, we got the dance of the drow. Somebody's got a hot date. You get yourself ready. You do what you want to do with my niece. This is a complicated situation now.
Well,
I just don't think of it, Ari.
The dance of the drows already happened. That's done.
Oh, great then. Wonderful. I'm just great. I'm going to my niece. I don't know how to approach the situation at all with people I care about in different kinds of contexts. That said, I'm going to go
don't think about
clean
it.
up a room. Pardon?
Don't think about it.
That's
just
a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes, they're two beautiful young ladies who want to talk.
No, I mean that's fine. I've got no.
And that's all there is to it.
About the yeah. No, what I'm saying is I didn't earlier today. I didn't have a family, and now I find myself with a niece, and then I find her hooking up with a dear friend of mine who I care about and respect. What I'm saying is
amazing.
Layers upon layers, and I just think I'm going to go to bed now.
Well, think of it this way. Your family member is with somebody who you love and trust. What better way could it have happened?
Ari, congratulations. Your family has grown much more than you expected on an unexpected day. And I open the door to Tatiana's room and hand him a broom, and hand Ortega a broom as well.
That is not my room.
I believe your room needs some tending to, as I look to the two gentlemen.
Yep.
Seriously, though, I'm not
Ortega.
sleeping in there.
Is there enough room in there for 3 of us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, then she can have our room, and we'll just move the bed out of here into there because there's not a working bed in there, and we'll all sleep on the floor. I got my tent and a cot and everything.
I don't think we need to worry about motel logistics right now.
No. Nobody's sleeping on the floor. Nobody's sleeping on the cot. Nobody's sleeping in a tent. I just want a room. It doesn't have to be Lee's room. If he wants his room, that's fine. I just want a room. This is an inn.
Who's Lee?
Yeah.
Parrish. My apologies. Parrish. I just decided to call him something else.
I will hand Lady Tatiana my actual room key that I've been staying in beside the kitchen. That is not a broom closet.
Do you have anything you would like to get first?
Nothing that I don't trust you with.
Oh, I'm not worried about me, darling. I'm going to grab the bottle of whiskey from Ortega and kind of cock him smile and go, if you want this back, you are going to have to come and get it. And I'm going to walk into my room.
Did she just...
Yeah, no, she did.
I'll hand him 2 cups.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go.
Yep.
Ari will just walk away from the group with the 2 cups that Parrish just gave him.
Right.
As Ari is walking back with Parrish, he's just gonna.
Ortega's gonna turn around and hand Ari his broom and then leave again.
Yeah, well, clean up.
I did figure him a man to clean up his own messes, but I suppose situations call for what they do.
Opportunity knocks, my friend. In the meantime, I've had some questions about your music. And Ari and Parrish go and clean up and have a conversation about music.
Very good.
If that's okay with you, Parrish. That's my
absolutely.
intention.
I was going to ask, for a 1-sentence answer, what did you want to know about his music?
Was it something in particular, or is it just all of it?
In playing any song correctly and truly, I don't know if you can hold anything back. What you heard is all of me, though I would say some parts may be accentuated for the stage.
Why ought they not? Thank you. Hit the dustpan. This room is a fucking mess.
I honestly hope that the 2 drow who own this place do not find out. I fear for our lives if they do.
We'll clean up and discuss music for a while.
Is Talith and Ayo going to be retreating to their new room?
Maybe. Quietly.
So...
What is this, the Valentine's Day episode?
Apparently. Yeah,
No, this is just a lovely episode. And to be honest, we don't even need to go into it. I'm just saying that it's lovely, and I am so in on this relationship that I just love it.
Sorry. With your newfound family knowledge, you finally lay yourself down on your bed for the night. And as you lay down, a similar feeling overtakes you. Your head hits the pillow, but no sooner as it hits the pillow, you start to see the visions happen once again. The visage of ancient drow mingling and coming back and forth, and even characters that you've seen, the innkeepers, coming in and out of your current room. And you see for the first time a echo that looks similar to the statue that you saw, and it basically approaches the bed but phases through the bed as if he's looking for a book, which happens to be above you. And you take a look and you see that there is no bed there. You are looking at what may have been an office or a library at one point in time. He goes and he reaches up to a book and he starts looking through it, and you see that it's a family lineage line, a genealogy book, and the name is Thalas. And this echo, for 1 second, looks at you, but not at you. And in your head, you hear the voice again. So you've met 2 family members, the mother and the father. As he puts the book back and the vision fades, and you're laying in this room again, and Parrish, who is in the process of cleaning and preparing dishes, as the sounds of the ambience of the room come back to you, as if nothing was changed.
Is everything all right, Ari? Seemed to just be staring off there for a moment. Where did you go?
It's a weird thing to be the sort of person who tells their friends that they see something. When I see something, I'm seeing a lot of something. I don't know if it's listening to me now, but I know that I do not want to face this alone.
I'll kneel down next to him and say, then you won't.
I don't remember the last time I was this scared, but I tell him everything. I tell him about the voice and the statue to begin with, Vudvarapak. I tell him, I do not tell him my name. I tell him that, this is I think about my mom and my sister. I tell him all that stuff. I tell him about the voices, that someone knows that I'm hearing voices.
Do the others know?
We need to tell Ortega for weeks, but sometimes you find yourself, when you don't want to share something, fighting with the people closest to you so you don't have to say a word. I need to tell him. I have to. I haven't yet.
Parrish gives Ari a hug.
Ari embraces him back with a slow pull in and then releases. And to be honest, he walks outside for a bit. Assuming the room is cleaned up at this point, he keeps to himself, gets a drink, and goes to bed. Really without saying a word. He has to walk this off, but he's better than he's been in a long, long time.
Without any further comment from Ari, Parrish won't say anything else, and he will trance downstairs for the remainder of the night.
The remainder of the night, which quite frankly wasn't a whole lot, as by the time everyone got all settled down, it was probably about 3 o'clock in the morning, give or take. Early sunrise in the morning, when everyone starts to stumble out of their respective rooms, as they, shake their heads, and the smells of freshly brewed coffee, thanks to Parrish, as Galcerad, Io, Dermot, and for the first time, Maggie, who has actually made an appearance. She is kind of at the front door waiting as Ao comes downstairs, kind of a little disheveled a little bit, trying to put on her traveling cloak as she opens the door for Maggie and hands Maggie basically an entire carafe of coffee at this point. And the door frame itself is a little bit too small for Maggie, so she kind of takes a minute to get in there, but once she's in there and settled, she sits down at the bar and she politely makes acquaintances with Parrish, who at this point pretty much knows enough about who Maggie is to gather that this ogre lady is not a threat.
I will make very polite conversation.
She, from your minimal conversation that you've had with her so far, you can tell it's very toddler-esque in her communication. She needs to kind of be helped her food order a little bit. You see Io is kind of sitting there beside her, like, Maggie, it's okay. Like, if you don't want to get the hash browns, you can get the scrambled eggs. It's fine. Parrish has made good food. Okay. May
I make an insight check on Maggie?
Yeah, go
see if this is a genuine 19. 12 plus 7. You have the feeling that she's taken one too many blows to the head. You kind of get the feeling that maybe at one point she was a little bit more intelligible, but after her being in the gladiator pits at the barracks for so long, she's not really there in the head right now. Make sure she gets an ample helping of breakfast.
She politely, in a very typical, again, toddler-esque manner, she takes her little napkin and she kind of doilies it on her lap, and she kind of eats with her pinky up as Io is trying to explain to her as she goes. Teaching her manners. She doesn't typically eat in inns and bars and restaurants like this ever, so this is all relatively new to her.
I'm only happy that she is enjoying her stay, and trust me, I've eaten with adventurers who are much closer to the fires on the road than they are the hearths of any castle.
What's a hearth?
For what it's worth, Ari sits down next to her, having not seen her since the group split. He just looks at her and smiles and nods and just starts eating next to her. That's all.
And the other three?
Yeah, I'm going to emerge from the room and smell coffee and go, coffee. Maggie.
And it's about this moment that Ortega will walk out of the room and go, Ari, you would not believe that was the best sleep I've had in ages.
And I'm gonna elbow you.
Hi, Maggie.
Oh, hi, Ortega. And she bats her finger, like her little fingers at you and like winks a little bit.
I'm gonna sit on the
I need a
farthest spot
whiskey.
away.
Ari,
Coffee.
you have whiskey?
Coffee, please.
And there's coffee in your whiskey, Ortega.
Thank you. I'm gonna grab that and kind of pat Ari on the back and go. I probably shouldn't sit here right now, so I'm gonna. And he's just gonna go sit off in a corner.
I jokingly glare up at Ortega, saying, "This seat's taken." But I do ask Maggie, and I ask the table around, generally speaking. I know about the job board, of course. There's all the basic things. You guys heard maybe about any extra jobs that need doing around these parts. I'm looking to secure a little bit of funding for the next stage of my adventure. I look over to Io. I've met some people. I'd like to meet a few more.
So let's go find Bounty. I could use a hunt, sharpen my skills.
Because Ortega and I used to run a few small operations here and there. Captain, I feel as though you're well accomplished in the art of small deals, money-making adventuring. And Lady Tatiana, I don't want to tell you no at all, and you seem to already be interested. Parrish, want to join us for some fun, make a little money? See what we can do around here.
I'm not opposed to it. Plus, I need to stay close by her side, just in case Ragbeer calls, but adventuring's something I'm accustomed to, and I've already given my notice here.
Planning ahead. Look at the respect on this guy. Giving notice. Last time I quit a job, I just shot the guy as I left.
I mean, a bit more efficient, I would say.
It's a little different working at an inn than whatever work I assume you were involved with.
If I said it was an inn, would you think I was a terrible person?
No, I think it would be a terrible inn.
Oh, there are so many reasons why. I love you, Parrish. But let's see if we can find some money in terms of some deals around. Let's look at the board. And I ask our new friends around if anyone's heard of any money-making opportunities.
Ayo pipes up and she goes, well, I was tracking some archaeologists a little while ago, and due to the dance of the drow, I got a little sidetracked, and then I ended up finding Galsorad, and it was a whole big thing. And then I met Obothermit, and but as far as I know, like, if it comes to money and gold, and she looks at Maggie, and she, like, she looks down kind of, like, near her waist, and she goes, Maggie, like, how successful were you in the gladiator rings? And Maggie, oh, yeah. Okay, so I took a little bit out of Ortega's book, thinking that he was dead because everyone told me that he was dead. I didn't actually think he was dead. But anyways, I bet against myself with like a little bit of gold, and then I won. And she just sticks her hand down and pulls out a huge coin purse and just of this like tons of gold just kind of starts seeping out of the top a little bit as it's overflowing with this silvers, coppers, and gold. So like, if you guys need money, I could like, you know, spot you like a couple of coppers or something.
It's at this point that Ortega has probably finished his whiskey with the splash of coffee and has realized that he's shirtless and has some markings, so he's probably going to walk by and go, I don't want your money, Maggie, as he will walk upstairs and do his own thing for a little bit and stay away from Maggie.
I like your new tattoo, as you walk down by.
Thanks, Maggie, I think.
So, Maggie, how is it that you happen to know these friends of mine?
The ones that are sitting beside me?
Yeah, I've only recently met them.
Oh, so... Well, it's a crazy long story, but anyways, we were in a town, and then we had a wrestling competition, arm wrestling competition, and then Ortega was really mean to me, and he hurt me, and then I went and I told my friends, and then my friends and his friends ended up on a boat together, and then we were swimming, and he gave me like a flower. It was really cute. And then we just, you know, we traveled together and we sailed on a ship together, and that was cool. I went fishing and the fish were really good.
and then I forget kind of like what happened, but then I was like here for a bit, and then Ao just sort of told me to go fight, and so that's what I did.
Well, that's quite the story. Thank you for sharing it.
You're welcome.
Your breakfast is on me, by the way. Have as much as you would like.
Like on your shoulders?
On your plate.
She looks down, but it's empty.
Would you like any more?
Oh, yes, please. Sorry.
I'll give her more.
Yes, garçon. And she looks at Al, did I do it right? And Al goes, yeah. Just maybe just like, yes, please, it's fine.
Parrish is the most patient person in all of D&D.
When you live a long time, you gotta get used to everybody else's speed.
Oh, I've lived a long time, and no, that still has not happened.
Yeah, you guys are moving in different directions. One person's moving towards like, will you pick it up? No, I'm just gonna stab him. The other person's like, no, just take your time.
Talk slowly.
With a medicine check of 19 again, would a lesser restoration help her mental faculties at all?
You can certainly
like if she's just conked real bad.
She just is who she is. It's more.
She's Maggie.
She's Maggie.
I mean, if that's the answer, that is fine, and I don't need to fix her. If it is, she's just conked real bad, and it's something that could be fixed. That's more what I was looking to assess.
No, unfortunately, Maggie has the mindset of a young child, and in terms of...
Then I give her more breakfast as she desires.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Ortega's going to return from upstairs fully armored, and he's got his two regular scimitars on him, and he's going to place the other one in front of Ari and go, what does this do? And you just see a slightly bigger machete-looking scimitar that you would have packed away in his pack in the other dimension.
I mean, they provide cutlery, for goodness sakes. But I think I know what you mean. And I will cast Identify as a ritual and find out what's going on with Gisano's machete.
It is called Father's Hatred.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my.
That doesn't feel cursed at all.
Oh, wait for the next one.
So I can explain the item, or since it's already in Ortega's inventory, if he wants to explain it, he can.
So the machete is a potent weapon with a shadowy ethereal aura, mirroring the malevolent presence of Gisano Vormir. It is a formidable and eerie-looking weapon that possesses the evil soul of its original wielder.
Sounds great.
I don't know how much of this you want me to tell him, but it's got dark magic. It's a +1, and when it hits, it deals an additional 1d6 necrotic damage. It can do special striking, and the wielder can make the weapon strike without fail. But in doing so, it causes them to harm themselves. I don't know if there's anything Kyle wants to add to that or not, but...
There is nothing more to be learned unless it is attuned.
So I communicate all that to Ortega then, and I say to him, first off, that is on my breakfast, so next time just use your words and ask. Next time, though, okay, fine. This seems dangerous to both the person you will hurt and to yourself. I would not recommend to you. And listen, I learned for the first time what it's like to be in your skin. I felt your rage. I felt your size. I felt that power, and it was intoxicating. But
yeah, no shit. You were pretty reckless.
Yeah, no, I recall. I also recall
enjoying it.
I recall that same blade that you showed before me cutting through my flesh. And I remember it cutting through Tatiana's arm, and I remember it being part of an evil that I've never quite been able to wrap my head around. You can have this. This is yours, but I think maybe you should just be very careful about using it. Ortega, you're a good person. I believe it truly and deeply. And this isn't the blade of a good man.
Maybe I can change that. And Ortega will put it on his side. He doesn't attune to it. He just puts it on his side. And then he's going to go, this one kind of scares me a little bit, but and he'll just hold out the mask.
for me to identify?
If that's what you want to do, that he is handing it to you to do your thing with. I haven't put it on yet or anything, so like.
Can I just say to Ortega, I'll take care of this later, but wear it. Be mindful. For now, there's money to find.
I need money terribly badly. I'm probably going to be in debt by the time this bar realizes how much whiskey I've drank over the last day and a half.
Oh no, they know. They have sent a collector to our room several times. They are unhappy with you.
It's probably a good thing I didn't sleep there last night then.
Yeah, no, you were... you make wise choices through bad decisions, and I don't quite understand how that works.
All right, well, I'll put this one back in my pack, and I'll take your words to heart, and I just want to say I'm glad you found family. Just know that you're mine. Like, you're my family. Like, not mine, like, possession-wise. Like,
No. He absolutely gets it. And Ari does an embarrassed head down into his chest because he's taller than him hug. And he holds him tight for just a couple of seconds, and then he walks away quickly.
And it'll be one of those moments again where you try to walk away and Ortega doesn't let you for like an extra 10 seconds before he lets you walk away. He holds you that extra long hug that you weren't ready to keep having.
This time, it's okay.
As you...
Do you two need a room?
We have one.
Yes, apparently mine is available.
Ari, as you walk away from Ortega, you think about kind of the last thing that he said about saying, you know, how you are his family. And you put your hand in your pocket, and you put your hand, as you do that, you remember that Ortega had given you the locket. So just, it's in your inventory now. You can take a look at it if you...
Oh shit! I didn't realize I was on mute. I was like, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I am honestly, I haven't looked at it yet because I'm really just trying to find a way to go make us some money.
Man, is that all that's important to you?
I have this weird issue where I get hungry when I have not eaten. Some people call it a weakness. I just, it's not in my inventory. I'll just refresh.
I would love to get some money, and I would also like to hit something. It's been a while.
Do you want to hit me? I'm available to be punched.
Don't tempt me, Ortega. I might.
Ortega will drop down on one knee and say, right here, come on now.
Io just puts her hand on Talus's shoulder. It's okay. I know where we can get money. It's okay. And who knows?
Oh, good.
All right, well, moments pass, and Ortega will get up and go back and sit down.
Just as he's getting up, when his guard is down, I would like to sock him as hard as I can in the face.
Pow! Go make an unarmed strike.
With advantage because he's not expecting it?
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's totally expecting it, but yeah.
Is there any way that
20? Not 20.
Stat 20 of the campaign.
So you get your strength plus 1 times 2.
Let's say for the sake of the fact that while Ortega may have been expecting it, he probably wasn't expecting it to literally be as hard as expected. And it wasn't enough.
The foot pivot with the follow through.
Yeah, just full on, just pow as Ortega.
Alice knows how to throw a hook.
You're knocked over. You're not knocked over entirely, but it definitely was like Will Smith at the Oscars. You know,
onto the bar just a little bit to steady yourself, maybe.
Yeah.
Whoever taught you how to throw a punch did a good job.
Oh, I know she did. And Ortega, just remember that next time you talk about how weak my arms are and how, I don't know how you pick up these axes. I've heard it before.
I'm just saying, I gave you a hell of a good arm workout there, so that might have had something to do with it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that has all to do with it.
It's my story. I'm sticking with it, Talus.
Ari calls out from the side. I believe she gave you a good arm workout by the hand print on your face.
Ding, ding.
So you guys,
you just pieces out.
you all finish your breakfast, and you are
This was breakfast.
starting to head out.
Yeah, we're not past 9 a.m. yet, man.
You head out.
We got a long way to go.
Roseanne. Yeah. Io, she is pretty adamant that she did have a lead on potentially where to go for some answers, and it's where she was last seen from the day before at the crematorium. And it is also aptly where you guys were heading. The notice for help is still up. They've added a new one.
We'll grab it as I walk by.
And you see that there is a payment.
How much? And what's the job?
It's pretty vague. Unfortunately, they only wrote so much, and it's not in the most legible of scripture. So you can see that it basically just says help wanted, crematorium, payment at end kind of thing, like depending on amount of work. It's the crematorium, so there's not really many things that you can think of in terms of job variety. But it is.
Nope, it sounds undead. It sounds immediate, and it sounds like all things pull us in this one direction. So I look over to Captain Tallis. I look over to Parrish. I say to the both of them, our path seems to take us to a place where we will fight undead. Look over to Lady Tatiana as well. Crematorium is a place that might bring us to all sorts of kinds of creatures. Shall we go in, find out what is going on, execute what must be executed, and leave as a team? Secrets notwithstanding.
Kind of holiday.
None to be pushed. Pardon?
It sounds like my kind of holiday.
And I need to sail with you more, lady.
So.
Then we will head towards the crematorium.
All right. So, actually, Parrish, make a perception check. Just as you guys pass that billboard one more time.
Perception 22.
So you do see that there is another, but it doesn't seem to be a paid job. You do see that there seems to be somebody by the name of Foghome. It's a name that you've recognized. He's a gardener, and it just the way it's written, this notice is just a very simple, like, blessings from the Wild Mother. Please enjoy my newly grown carrots. That's basically what it says. Maybe he's trying to sell some of his vegetables that he's been growing or something like that. It's not something that the other group would have noticed, but you, as the aspiring chef and the person who has been sometimes procuring, getting items, getting food for the inn, you come to recognize who Foghome is. So it's something that you've noticed. As you all progress towards the crematorium, you see thick, acrid smoke bellows from the chimneys of this stone building. You see corpses wrapped in beige cloth are stacked in a small yard to the northeast of the building. You see a willowy man wearing a leather apron, and he looks at you and he goes, with surprising cheer, new bodies for Bazazan, I see. And behind him stands a giant of a man, muscular, blue-eyed, with a short cropped hair and a missing arm. The two men, as the priestess told you, are Sebastian and Reynard Allerton, the morticians.
We are here. Had Parrish actually interacted with them? I know he helped with the medical tent, but I'm not sure if he ever actually did a run with bodies, more often trying to keep them alive than turn them to ashes.
So you've never had full dealings. You just sort of kind of put the unfortunate bodies, the deceased that could not be helped in the infirmary, onto the wagon to send to the Allertons.
All right. My name is Parrish. I come from the infirmary with a band of adventurers. We saw your posting and wish to be of assistance.
Oh, yes. Well, it's great. We've needed some more help. You see the gibbering mouthers, and they've been a nuisance, and unfortunately the bodies have racked up, and we're at an impasse because it's only the two of us, and no one wants to be the ones to burn bodies. It's a tough job, someone's got to do it. and we're willing to pay. We absolutely willing to pay. And the problem is we've had some even more interesting corpses come through recently, and we're having a hard time breaking it down, and then we're dealing with these really weird people. They keep saying they're from the Allegiance of Allsight. They're wandering around, they're like investigating our shop, and it's become a nuisance. So I mean, really, we just need someone to help us, get rid of some bodies. And
Parrish will just very confidently say, "Show me," as he strides in.
Oh, yeah, of course. And they bring you guys all in, and you see.
I would like to be standing, if it's possible. I'd like to be standing directly behind Parrish as he walks in and says, "Show me." I just want to put a hand on his back and say, "Happy to be following," and just bardic inspiration.
Okay.
I'll put a hand on your hand and give you a nod.
Ortega is going to be staring, not daggers at the fellow with the missing arm, but he's going to be staring down at the missing arm and then looking at his, thinking about what could have been before just saying, I sympathize, empathize, sympathize, and whichever one applies to having felt your pain. I feel that real hard right now as Ortega will walk by.
Looks at you and looks at all of your limbs intact and just shakes his head. He doesn't seem like he's the talker, unfortunately. He's a lot bigger, and you can tell that he's mainly just the lifter, so to speak. And
not anymore.
Yeah, it's maybe another reason why, unfortunately, that they need an extra set of hands. Ting Reynard is the one who seems to be speaking up, and he seems to be the more gregarious of the siblings, and he was very cheerful for his position. And as he leads Parrish on and the rest of you through, you see that there's two large burning pits. One seems to be maybe potentially used more so as a cookery, which is rather odd. But I mean, they make use with what they've got. So as they bring you in, you see it's kind of an N-shaped building. There's two entrances. One seems to be like for the more larger, it's a more barn door-like entrance. And the other one is more of like a civilian entrance where they bring people in. The one side is a lot more clean and cleanly, where the other side, as you've taken a look through the corner, it's a lot more of the burning side, and unfortunately where the deceased lie. It's a pretty large stockpile of bodies, and you see one is a Varrock's remains, which for the other four people in the party, they've seen a Varrock before, or rather, I guess the three of you, because Ari wasn't there to see the Varrock. But this Varrock seems to have not had its expulsion plug popped, and for Ortega, and for Ortega and Talus and Tatiana, although she wasn't technically conscious at the time, you know that this Varrock could potentially explode if not taken care of properly.
Parrish, I mean this with the utmost respect. Be extremely careful with that thing.
Thank you for your concern.
Now, you see that big pocket there? That big, it's gonna blow up in your face if you don't do everything precisely. And it hurts, and it burns, and it's gonna cover you in a whole lot of shit. Stuff.
Parrish's eyes are he'll blink and just begin to turn I'm gonna say milky white as he uses Eyes of the Grave, which I'll throw in various chats, because this seems like the place to use it.
As an action, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that is bound to go cover. That isn't protected from divination magic.
Interesting.
Only, okay?
Until the end of his next turn.
Yeah.
So I'm adept at putting things in their grave and keeping them there.
You don't actually get any. You don't see any undead, or it doesn't look like anything that's currently laying there is undead. You definitely do see a lot of dead bodies. You do see nothing that isn't out of the ordinary from what it is now currently. There are some coffins that are stone coffins, maybe tables that would double as a table for embalming and setting up for the ultimate, resting places that you're familiar with. But with your eyes of the grave, there is no undead threat.
I will approach the bulb and ask people to please stand back. Ortega, if you know how dangerous this is, let me know how far back people should be. I'd like to attempt a medicine check to relieve the pressure without it exploding.
Okay. Make your medicine check. This one's going to be at disadvantage because you've never touched a creature like this before.
Sure.
Let me roll. Oh yeah. As he's doing that though, Ortega's just gonna protect Ari by standing in front of him and keeping him totally covered from what's about to happen.
With Bardic Inspiration, do I get it on both? Yeah, both. Okay. First one's a 6. Nat 20. So 6 plus it's a D6 for your Bardic, right?
This level, I think so, yeah.
Okay. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 7 is 19.
Wow.
Dude, that's awesome.
So
thank you for the Bardic.
Just as you are kind of starting to massage it and caress it, you hear a voice shouting from down the street. Wait, stop! And as you distracts you for a second, but you feel like, I've got this. And the voice gets closer and closer and closer, and you see he kind of barges in through the crematorium doors, and he runs up to you as you slowly expel this caustic gas as it... And it is the most disgusting smell. It's sulfuric. It's like rotten eggs. And for the three in the party, this smell is oddly familiar. And as this bookish tiefling jogs into the rest of your view, he's got a variety of archaeology tools hanging at his waist, along with a satchel holding his notebooks. You can't touch it yet. I need to study it. And he reaches into his satchel and he pulls out a badge and he holds it up, as if the badge alone explains his reason for being here. This is a archaeologist from the Allegiance of Allsight. This is, from what you've heard, Prolix Yusa.
Ortega's gonna let go of Ari now that the sensation of about to be covered in ichor is gone. Just say, I think the young lad has figured it out and saved you from a world of hurt. Because that thing was gonna blow up in your face. And probably kill you.
I really appreciate that. I thought you guys were gonna burn it, which would not have been a good idea.
You smell that odor? Would not have been a good idea at all.
Has it?
You study these creatures? Sorry, go ahead.
I actually, yes, I have. We've been dabbling in them before. Sorry, I should probably introduce myself. I am Prolix Yusaf. I'm an archaeologist from Ankarel. If you know where Ankarel is, most of you look like seasoned travelers. For the sake of those who may not know where Ankarel, I'm from Marquette. And,
Harry cocks his pistols real quick and says, "You need to move along, friend."
Rocks are known to often swallow jewelry and other ornamental objects. I have reason to believe that this one came from the Betrayer's Rise, and I would like to see if it has any more valuable artifacts.
That's the place we were supposed to go.
Oh, that's great. I wouldn't go there, but I would love to study things from there. If you would allow me to maybe perform an operation or have some assistance in performing so, I would like to see if I could extract the contents of the stomach before you cleave and burn.
Only if we get what's inside it.
I don't see why that would be an issue unless there's something that
would be specific to something that I might need for my research. Yes.
And how am I to know that everything you find in there isn't conducive to your research?
Well, I'm an archaeologist.
I feel like
care about ancient things.
Why don't we take it on a case-by-case basis? I believe that your surgical expertise puts you in league with us, with our giant killing things expertise.
I suppose we could handle it case by case.
Then we'll sort the details of its stomach contents as they pour out from the dead creature.
I would be more than happy if Sebastian and Reinhard here would allow us this opportunity, but I would ask that you spend the rest of the day also helping burn the dead. I understand that you have academic machinations, but this is a place where the dead find rest.
It's a little, under me in terms of, things. You see, I have this badge. It allows me to come and go as I please.
Take 5 steps back.
Very well. And if you need any assistance in performing the procedure, I'm glad I could help. If you think you got this, and by all means, go right ahead. And he kind of he takes 4 steps back, and you see that he's like getting ready to.
I'll advance 1.
Okay.
Ortega's gonna kind of gently put a hand in front of Parrish and go,
"Oh, let it be.
I think this is something maybe I should handle, Parrish, if you don't mind."
I take a step aside, Parrish, and I cock my gun. Again, it was already cocked. I mentioned it a few minutes ago. I double cock it. Not a thing, but I double cock my gun. And I say, we're all part of it. Aren't we, Parrish?
Ari, thank you. Ortega, as human relations, I leave dealing with this academic to you.
Ortega's going to walk up and grab the gentleman by the scruff of his throat, like with his shirt, and pluck the badge out of his hand and go, "You're going to get everything out of that thing, or you ain't getting this back, and then your badge is useless." Do we have an accord?
I mean, I can always get another badge, but sure, fine, whatever. It's not really the badge that makes the person, it's the person that makes the badge. It's regardless.
And why did the badge have so much power in the first place, you moron? Get over there. And he just shoves him across the room.
I can honestly say you were the greatest argument I have ever seen against that statement.
All right, so who is the one who wants to do the procedure? Or are you just going to let him do it?
Well, yeah, that's what he's here for, isn't it?
Funny if I did it, like just Talus walked up and was like,
I mean, Talus, like a moment ago, you looked so excited to start ripping this thing open for goods.
Well, they said goods, and I was like, you love those.
Parrish is fine to assist this man in his surgeries. He also wants him to stick around to burn bodies because he rubbed him the wrong way.
Okay.
Ortega's going to stand back and watch like a superintendent making sure that somebody does what they're told before they leave.
Okay. All right. So Prolix goes up with Parrish and he looks at the stomach and, oh, this is rather nasty business, isn't it? Okay, well, and he looks at you and goes, suture or dagger? What do you prefer?
Am I wrong to assume you have all of your medical knowledge from books?
Medical knowledge is between, person to person, and he whispers kind of quietly under his skin a little bit to just so Parrish can hear, and he goes, I mean, I don't really have experience with dead bodies. I have experience with like really dead bodies that aren't like there anymore, but like something fresh like this, alright, this is your world, my friend. I'm sorry.
And what a wonderful learning opportunity for you. As I hand him the scalpel and tweezers, I'll give him the help action.
Okay.
And if anything's going to go real bad, I'll intervene.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess there's nothing to it but to do it. And he just stabs this thing in the stomach.
Ortega's going to flinch like something's about to blow up. in his face.
Let's see if he makes this check.
Instantly regretting my choice.
All right, let's see. Are you doing anything as a reaction?
Will you allow me an insight just to see how he's about to approach this?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
22.
It does not look like he's doing it properly, even with your help action as you're trying to guide him in a way.
And Ortega used his danger sense to put himself in front of Tatiana this time to stop anything from getting on her.
I would say as soon as you hear the suture go in and you hear a pop, you would definitely instinctively use your danger sense to get in front of Tatiana. And at that point, you hear a pop, and from this hole, even though you expelled most of the air from it, it still explodes. And it's not as big, it's only 10 feet this time. And I need all of the people within 10 feet of this corpse to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Can I make it with disadvantage to give him advantage?
Can you do that?
I don't know. He's asking.
No, but I'm asking you. Like I'm trying to cover him because he made a big oopsie.
I'm gonna say, just with the fact that you were already there trying to help him in the first place.
Sure, that's fine.
Unfortunately, he's not gonna be able to make it with his advantage. No.
Sure.
Am I close enough? I've lost a bit of track of our physical space.
We were probably all relatively close, but I don't know. Within 10 feet, I'm rolling it.
I would have probably told people to back up and deal with bodies if we were doing this. No need for an audience.
No,
Ortega
was definitely watching.
To hang back and play at a distance. So just tell me if I should roll.
I'm definitely rolling, and I got a 15.
I would say so. Ortega was up close with him, and Tatiana was just a little bit behind. Ari, you would have been near Sebastian, and Talus would have been kind of in the back because she said she was going to, but she actually didn't walk up. So I would say the 10 feet would be just the three, Parrish, Ortega, and Prolix, Yusuf. And Yusuf. He failed.
Ortega rolls a 26 as he jumps in front of Tatiana.
Okay.
15 for Parrish.
Okay, so Parrish, do you have any resistances to poison at all in any way?
Nope.
No, okay.
Oh,
so
no.
Parrish, you are poisoned as this gaseous spore erupts into this room, and mixing with the smoke, it starts to cloud up. And you, at the start of each of your turns, until you can cure it, you take 1d10 poison damage, but you can repeat the saving throw to try to beat it at the end of your turn.
Start or end of the turn? Okay.
End of turn. Cool. The explosion was loud enough to disturb the undead that were in the coffins because they were behind total cover.
They sure were.
Trigger Parrish's Eyes of the Grave. And that trigger caused a hole in the wall to reveal themselves as they started to stir. One fell off and broke part of it, a hole that had not been previously seen, as 3 gibbering mouthers pour in from the cracks. And I will need people to roll initiative.
Cool. Let us know when you got the initiative tracker up. You put this fucking tiefling on the map, because I swear to God, I'm going to keep him alive.
I will throw a dummy tiefling on the map. Yeah. Let's just do...
He is a dummy tiefling. And I'm so sorry, everyone, for...
I'm standing right here.
Ortega got a 21.
That is an 8.
I'm working on it.
18 for Parrish.
My initiative roll is 8.
Oh, sorry, Kyle. Any upfront damage for the pop?
No. Because you had such a high medicine check on expelling the initial gas, it was not as volatile as it could have been. So you definitely saved some butt there for sure.
I wish Parrish had been as good as everyone had been saying with his patience, but this man tested it immediately.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely did.
Man,
sure.
Parrish can be patient, but look around and find out.
We sure are.
Talus was a 22.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Natural 19. Kyle, can you show us where the actual body of the Vrock would be on this map?
Yeah, so the actual rock would be kind of right on top, so to speak, of the really fancy smoke that I have there. It would be kind of in that area. It's on the
Sort of in
ground.
front, like here.
Yeah, it's around there. It's pretty big. It's kind of haunched over that table a little bit. Like you can tell that at some point they were gonna start burning the body, but they just hadn't gone there yet.
I love the smoke and the fire.
Yeah, it's looking great. I love the animated stuff.
Yeah, you're welcome on that, because that was difficult. Okay, so top of the round, if we're all ready. Talus, you are up.
Amazing. Okay, so from where I'm standing, just with the way that the wall works, can I see the undead in their coffins or hear them, or like do I have the awareness that that's a problem that is happening?
You definitely heard the coffins, and then you heard like...
All right, that's good enough for me. Okay. I guess I will just start making my way over there. I don't know how far I can get with everybody standing in the way here. Can I move through an ally's space? I can never remember.
Yeah, you can pass through.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3.
Ari provides general consent.
5. Yeah. All right. So I might move up to this guy up here. And then I want to hit it.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, finally hitting something after a long while. All right. That's 19 to hit with my hand axe.
That will hit.
All right. And that is 6 slashing damage, and then I'm going to use 2-weapon fighting to hit it again, and that is 17 to hit.
17 also hits.
Amazing. That is only 2 damage, so 8 damage altogether.
Damage on the board.
Yeah. Talus, at the end upon hitting it with your axes, you see as you're slicing and dicing. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Why? That's so rude.
You're probably within 10 feet of the damn thing.
That's 14.
So 14. The after of all of this have started to settle on these skeletons. You take a d6 of poison damage for every melee hit that you do. I need you to make a second con save technically for the second hit.
Oh, that's way better. 21.
These things are coded in this area.
Okay. Yes, I believe so.
Tega, you are up.
Okay. So from what I can see, 10, 20. Okay. So we can hear the gibbering mouthers, we just can't actually see them.
Yeah, you can hear them coming from the other side of the...
We would recognize the sound that them.
You guys would.
Or that...
You and Talus specifically.
Ortega is going to draw and look back at Tati and say, to the front lines then, I guess. And he's gonna dash his action. 10, 20 up to the top wall, and then 10, 20, 30. So I think he's like halfway down the hallway towards the gibbering mouthers so as to not engage with any of the... Yeah.
Say in order to get past, you would object to attack of opportunity on one, just from where they are, because you can't unless you were to take a hit on your movement by climbing on top of furnace, and that would reduce it by 15 feet.
Can I just jump over or around it?
It's pretty big, so full size, like it's cream. You burn body.
Okay, yeah.
Like
okay.
it's yeah.
Fair enough. Hard to see from the top-down version of the case. Ortega will just hex the first one.
Okay.
So you will just kind of see his thorns kind of glipple for a quick moment as pink, and he will just run up to the first one to the far side of it, and as he's running by it, he slash it with his scimitars quickly.
Okay.
So first one, and like 26 to hit for the second one.
They both hit.
Does piercing and 5 necrotic.
Okay.
And the second one does 9 piercing and 5 necrotic.
Okay. You do notice that the neck damage didn't seem to make a difference. However, you did do enough with it down. I do need you to make 2 con saves.
23 with 2 16s.
Perfect.
Nice.
Excellent. And now a gibbering mouther down the way.
You can see all of them down there.
Okay, perfect. Hopefully I'll be able to reach one next turn.
Okay. Brings us to... He's dead. He's dead now. Brings us to Parrish.
Parrish will kind of towards the door, the tiefling.
Okay.
And say, get out. And as he strides forward in front of, I guess in front of both of you, Tal says, let's see, where is it? From realms, saying in Undercommon, from realms of death and burning pyres, where stir with dark desires, I call upon the light bellows. I'm gonna cast Beacon Hope.
What?
How can I...
Seriously?
So, for everyone listening, spell bestows hope and vitality in a number of creatures within range, which is all not enemies. For the direct, each has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving and hit points from any healing.
Yeah, awesome.
It is concentration.
All right.
And I'm gonna
You know what? I will step in with... Sorry, Ari, I interrupted.
No, I'm saying I'll back you up on the page properly. Where's Parrish?
Who are you bestowing that on?
Oh, no, there. Okay.
I am bestowing everyone who is not undead except for Tatiana. I cannot hit Ari.
That's okay.
Hit anyone within a 30-foot of me that isn't undead or gibbering mouthers. And we're not using super rules. Sorry?
Is that including you?
Including myself.
What's
Any number of creatures.
What is super fun rules?
Super fun rules. A lot of Baldur's Gate 3 where I can actually not.
No.
Feels bad, man. Well, I have no bonus action. I have no bonus actions that I'm going to use.
Oh,
no, I eat.
Excellent first
I eat Cook's Treat and get champagne.
Yeah.
You're gonna take that D6
right.
damage.
D10, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you did say D10.
And it is going to be 9 points of poison damage, but you can make the save. It's a con save.
So, also, I got myself 3 temp hit points.
Yep.
So I'd only be taking 6 points. And con save for that is 10.
Yeah, you're good to maintain concentration.
Yep.
And then to shake the
poison. Less than before, only a 14. So I assume I'm still poisoned.
You're still poisoned, yeah. All right, brings us to the first gibbering mouther. It is slow. It is done. Brings us to the next gibbering mouther. It is slow. It is done. Which brings us to the final, the Skelly boy, who is this one. He is going to creep up to Ortega. Swing. He's going to not hit you with an 8. And
excellent.
Going to offhand attack and not the hit. It's
just clangs into his chest plate.
Ari is up.
All right then.
Yeah, these are Skelly boys.
I will. I'm gonna shoot the giant thing. I would like to move a little bit. Let me just get my character to move roughly.
The giant thing is dead.
Here? Pardon?
The giant thing is dead.
That thing that they were dissecting.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Man, I maybe wasn't clear on instructions.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's no problem. I thought that it was showing signs of threat, and I misread that. Sorry about that. Okay. Well then, I need to rethink my whole turn here. Well, gonna get my thing in place here. Whoever is fucking around with Parrish, sorry, messing around with Parrish and Ortega is shot in the face.
All right.
Spend a grit point to do my roll with advantage.
Go ahead.
That's insane. They were both 18s.
They both hit.
Well, that matters, but okay. Goodness, that's nonsense. I destroyed them. Sorry, I have shot
the big gun
so long. No, Ari's not. All right, that's an 8 plus 2 for 10 damage. 10 piercing damage, I think.
Okay. I mean, a huge chunk off the dang thing, but it's still motoring around.
I'm going to slide up next to the giant carcass of the dead, and if I had a bonus action left, I can't make a perception check about bonus action. Can't be to see if there's something valuable in the carcass.
You can try it with advantage because you're just in the heat of combat.
I'll do that later. I will instead do a bardic inspiration to Ortega. Lock eyes with him from across the battlefield. I've seen him his scimitars twice before, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
I don't think you've ever seen him.
Like messy. It's bardic inspiration.
Different. Excellente. I'll take that shit.
Okay, ending turn. You see, he unfortunately takes more poison damage. He's not doing good. He is at the running towards.
Oh shoot!
He's running up towards Ari and getting close to the rock. It is now Sebastian and Reynard's turn. Runs out the door to try to see if he can. And Sebastian does run really well equipped. You see, he's running towards the bellows. The Brother's turn. Tatiana, you're up.
Where the CS place?
It's not a large room per se. It's about 20 feet. The stoves, the crematorium, the furnaces, exploring. So yeah, it's about 20 feet.
20 feet. Sorry. 2, 5, 10. And go. Oh, well, it's a little good over there. I'm going to walk a wall to see this one Ortega. I'm going to shoot it with my gun.
That's unbelievable.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
14. And
nice.
And I'm going to give Ortega a little wink from way up here.
Gonna give you a little nod. Start running down the hallway.
And as it runs, and it actually can get to Ortega. Gonna make its attack with a 20 hit, 7 points of damage on the front with so necrotic damage. And second attack is going to be 20 to hit.
Yeah,
piercing necrotic damage.
Just under.
How much are you down?
30 total. I'm fine. I haven't even raged yet.
Brings us to the final one. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to get to there. They're trying to the hit. No, I don't think it can hit you with 7. That's all it can do.
A little bit short.
Yeah. Topless. However, one thing that was not paid attention to that Sebastian was running to the bellows. Smoke from the furnaces has now started to make a fog, a smoke wall. Difficult. So you guys are now in a quote unquote fog cloud for it can be bellowed out. And so that fog cloud, I will show you the radius in just a second. Oops, I don't want to make that transparent. Give or take that. Within that circle is weird. Tell us, you are now inside a fog cloud.
And that's really...
It's smoke, actually. Oh, I guess theoretically the other side would have it as well.
Don't get crazy here, Kyle. Come on, we don't need that. Okay, I would like to put my hand, because the whole melee combat thing isn't working out for me right now. I think I'm just going to put hand on my pistol and use my Hex Warrior ability to give myself the ability to use Charisma for attack. And I would like to... So, okay, if my vision is obscured, what does that do to my attack rolls?
Disadvantage.
Interesting. Would I be able to jump over this coffin situation here?
Yeah, you can. You don't know. It's like, vision. You can't like gauge how high it is. So any check that you basically make at this point, that's going to rely on movement. Sight is going to be with.
Fantastic. Just to be like, I kind of remember where that guy was standing, and then I'm just going to try and shoot this skeleton beside Ortega.
Okay.
Is with advantage. What did I just say? That's a 19.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
With advantage.
Awesome.
With Ortega's blind sight, he out of nowhere, as soon as the bullet gets to he watches as it smokes the skeleton in front of him. And it's just gonna go.
Swing for damage.
Yeah, hold on, sorry.
14 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, it goes down.
Yeah, let's go.
Just gone.
See, I'm good at my job. I know what I'm doing. I can just...
I need one save for me, please.
Outrageous. I've done that like multiple times. I shouldn't have to do it again.
You're in the smoke. You're breathing in.
That's so crazy. Oh god. So do you guys remember that really cool thing I did where I like shot a guy? I accidentally inhaled a whole bunch of smoke and I got a nat 1 on my constitution save. So we live in calm moments here. It's totally fine.
So as you pull out your pistol, you take a deep breath and you hold your breath, feel it burning inside of you. You take your shot, you kill the skeleton, and as you're coughing, you feel the burning sensation. You take hints of fire damage, and because you're in a fit of coughing, the first attack on your next turn is going to be with disadvantage if it isn't already.
See, that sounds really reasonable, but I don't like it anyways.
Yeah. And that brings us to Ortega. You are half in the smoke, out of the smoke. It's like right borderline on you.
Okay, so I can probably see one, but not behind me.
That's correct.
Okay. And there's currently, what's closest to me down the hall? A skeleton?
Okay.
And he is within 30 feet or no?
Yeah, the skeleton is 10, 15 feet away.
Well, I guess I will... Cool. The having to fade as I bonus. No, it's not. Sorry. No, it's not. I'm just gonna I'm gonna use my bonus hex on the next skeleton, and then I'm going to run up. That's unfortunate. I am going to. I'm gonna blow my action surge on this guy here.
Okay.
So the first one is a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Second one is a 17 to hit.
That will also hit.
22 to hit.
That will
and the last one is a 13 to hit.
That will hit.
8 piercing, 5 necrot. The necrotic's not doing anything. It's just gonna do an awesome full barrage of hexing, and so yeah, 8 piercing, 7 piercing, that's 15, 20, and points to that guy as he just kind of runs up and just slice, hands around, crushing its skull from behind with a stab through the head. As I'm sure it's probably dropping to the ground.
It definitely dropped to the ground. You turned it to literal dust. It is dead, and because it's dead, you have to make 4 con saves. Every hit that you took.
All right. Well, the first one is a 17.
You're good.
Another 17. 19.
You're good.
And a nat 20 for 27.
Nice.
All right. No poison damage for you.
Well, barbarians are good at con saves. That's the save I got. That's good.
It's true.
I can't use it to concentrate on spells.
Brings us to Parrish. You are in.
I'm in the smoke. Could I spend some extra movement to try and lead Talon?
You can. You would have to tell her what you're doing first. Just aiming at her and she can't see anything. Yeah, she might retaliate.
Yeah, might be thrown out. That's fair. Head towards my.
Reduce your movement by half.
If I can just move her like 5 feet.
Yep.
To here.
Really? Now you think?
It sounds. How I saw you last, Ortega?
The same. D8% of my health. And haven't yet.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I'm fine. Ortega looks fine.
Okay.
Looks like he's having fun.
To dodge action and spiritual weapon.
You want to try about your spirit?
My favorite spell in all of D&D.
Well, I better get it right. The weapon itself is a Reaper's Scythe. Spectral hands just clinging to it. And I'm gonna summon it. What to work with?
That's metal. That's really metal.
Like 8 over here, guys. And I think it gets attack on this.
Yeah, the first time is
Oh yeah.
I have a sight. You have this that I can just.
Oh, love that. And I'm gonna, make an attack at the gibbering mother a bit.
This, yep.
The scythe isn't poisoned.
The scythe is fine.
Oh, cool. Then I'll finish my turn and roll for concentration. 17 plus stuff. Constitution to still be important. So give me that poison damage.
What's the hit on the spiritual weapon? 6 points of poison.
I haven't rolled it yet. Like after my think.
No, the bonus action this time it takes.
Oh, okay. To hit is 12, 7, 9. Okay. And what do you do? 8 plus is 12.
Hey, all right.
Kind of damage doesn't matter. I think
It's force damage.
Force, okay. Kind of damage.
It's the best kind.
That's what has to make with saving throw. Still have advantage.
Okay. Brings us to our first gibbering, which is super slow still. There we go. Second one. Actually, is that feet? Let's see. Okay, we actually do that once it's in 22. To babble incoherent. Each creature that starts its turn within 20 feet that can hear gibbering, they must succeed. The creature cannot take reactions until the start of its next turn and rolls a d8 turn, with 1 to 4 being nothing, 5 or 6 no action, all randomly move. And a 7 or 8, the create against a randomly determined creature within its reach or does nothing if it cannot make such an attack. Right now, the next turn for whoever that is, you gotta make your wisdom save. That brings us to our in the smoke.
Okay. Ari calls to Sebastian and Renard, and I head towards the door. I tell them to close the door. They want in or out. And I tell that to Sebastian, tell him to close the door behind him and to stand guard by the door.
Okay.
If I can. Like, I don't know how much I can see. I don't know how much the darkness affects my ability to run back to where I know the door is and tell them to close the door. My goal is to tell them to close that one door and then to approach with Renard through the door on the other side to pincher the enemies.
Okay. And now you're running outside of as well, then I see?
Yeah, because I want to swing around and I want to be, if they run backwards, it's going to get shot.
Okay. Yeah, so you can run. Roll a d6 for me.
Okay. D6?
Yeah.
2.
2? Okay. No. Is that a good thing or a bad? No.
We don't know.
No, let's see. You start running. You get to about like the wall over here, and you're going. But you still find yourself kind of to a wall as soon as you. But you can sort of see the. You can sort of see the. You can see the exit. The exit actually is closed already.
Already closed.
It's already. Yeah. Reynard closed it on.
Well, good. I will call out Reynard, and then I'm first into the. I want to jump over anything I see. I want to essentially try and get through the whole darkness by taking a head first running sprint through it.
No dash action.
Sure.
60 feet. You're running in, and so
I know there's like a macations there. I want to try and jump over them like a
dexterity check for me, please. And this is going to be with disadvantage because you're not sure what's going. You can't see anything in there. You're just
disadvantage.
It's with disadvantage. You're blind.
Okay, that's a 9. Dexterity is a 2, so that's an 11.
11. Okay, so you start full tilt. You're like, it's somewhere over there. I'm just gonna go, and you book it. You run, and you find yourself getting to about in front of Tatiana as you brush past her a little bit, and it throws you off. And as you weave to avoid her a little bit, pow! Right into the side of the furnace.
No.
You're still in movement. You just don't know where you are at this point.
I will try moving again to get to the darkness.
Okay, keep going.
A 20 and an 8. Oh.
So with like a 10 total. Even worse than the last time. You're like, oh, I must be at a certain wall. I know where I'm going. And you start immediately running, and you just pow right into the other side of the wall, stopping.
Oh, no.
You didn't realize you do take a little bit of bludgeoning damage, unfortunately for the 2 hits. But luckily it's only 2d4, so 6 points of bludgeoning damage total. At which point I would have to say that kind of ends your movement. And you'd have to make a Constitution throw point as you are now in the smoke, and you're like, poof.
Well, that was an 8-4 for my con save. That's a 2.
You're able to hold your breath there a little bit. You do take half the burning damage, which is 1 point of fire damage.
Okay, that's 30 hit points altogether.
That ends Ari's turn, which brings us.
You and I've been hit like 7.
Because you're a monster, and I'm Ari Hayesfield, scarecrow of a human with horns and a gun.
I just have to say, Hayesfield, this seems like your element right now.
You would think.
You'd think. Nope. I ran into a wall and broke my nose.
Yeah. The civilians are up. Reynard he heard you, he was the other one, but he doesn't know what he's doing right now, so he's out for the camp. Sebastian is still in the smoke trying to find the bellows. He's going to try and see if he can make his check. The advantage. Both the same. Unfortunately, it's not enough for him to find. He does take gas. He's used to this. He's able to get longer, but he's still. Oh yeah, okay, 1 point of fire damage, but he's not disadvantaged. Brings us to the Mr. Poison Boy, who is going to carefully find a wall. He's going to wiggle himself out of the wall just enough so that he is no longer in the smoke, but he can't see anything. He still has to take his poison damage.
He finds a wall care. He doesn't run into it full force with his face.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He does, however, not that anyone would notice, he does, however, fall unconscious from the poison damage, as he has now taken too much poison.
Oh, I feel that about it now.
You don't have to feel that.
Way to hit a guy while he's down from damage.
He's in damage.
Brings us to the other gibbering mouther, which is going to come out here.
It probably doesn't even know where it's going.
It's kind of like, it just doesn't have vision, really. I mean, it has lots of eyes, but they don't really work. And it's going to end its turn, bringing us to Tatiana, who is a smoke screen.
Being that I have just climbed up the wall, I'm pretty confident.
The wall?
So, yes. So, I'm going to follow it out of the smoke, and I'm gonna go. I have 35, so that was 10. I'm gonna go here behind Parrish and above, technically, and at this one.
Okay.
22.
That'll hit.
All right. That is 5 points of damage, and I'd like to shoot it.
Yes.
So, yeah, go nuts.
16.
That'll hit.
Beautiful. And 6 points of damage.
All right. Brings us to top of the round. Tell us.
Interesting. So, what do I have to do with this gibbering mom?
I mean, ideally,
I thought there was. You know what? I mean, if you don't remember,
wisdom saving throw. Yeah, make the wisdom saving.
No,
with
I didn't
advantage.
do that at all.
But you do have.
I do have advantage. All right. That is, what is it? Wisdom? That's a 19.
You're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to shoot this guy. So I'm just gonna do the one. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just Tatiana, just so you know, you are now within the range for this as well. So at the start of
I'm gonna do this guy over near the wall on the left, and that is 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
And then
Ortega's not quite sure if you're shooting at the mouther or him, because every bullet you fire seems to go right past his head.
he's doing it a little bit on purpose. Just good. I can hit that for sure. And then that was, what did I say? 10 damage. Awesome. I got that. And I'll just hang out here. All my friends are here. I'll just hang out here.
Yeah.
So that's my turn.
Hang it with my pals.
Did you make that attack with disadvantage?
Didn't really think that hard about it. Interesting. Do I have disadvantage because of the smoke?
Yes. Yeah, you were still in.
Oh.
Yeah. Otherwise, you would have to do that again. But
interesting. So I have to do this with disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that would have been
That's
great.
really
Roll better.
Yeah.
well. I didn't. So weird. That is still a 13 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. I'm just messing with you. It's fine.
Let's go. Heck
You don't
yeah.
have to. I'll be honest with
Why you gotta do this to us?
It's just their AC is not high. You don't even.
If you remember,
It's 9 flesh monsters. So
Some clothes.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
but they're slow. They're easy to hit. They're slow.
Yep.
That makes me more concerned.
Ortega.
Ortega slowly take a deep breath and second, which is healing, which means it's full. Perish.
You get maximum. Any source of
Excellent.
healing.
Excellent. So I'm going to heal.
Nice.
I'm going to be a full 12 points of healing.
Very nice.
Put me back up to 51. And I'm going with the dodge action. as I to rage and move into this business.
You do need to
With advantage. I like that. Oh, I'll just take the first one. Nat 20.
You're good.
Okay. Wisdom
Obviously with
not to this. Does a 26 make it?
You're good. You just gotta beat it.
Rolled 19.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's my big save. Well, shit, we are hurt. I think this guy.
That is the one that has been hit, yes.
This one hasn't.
No.
Let's have a little bit of fun then. Parrish's eyes will cloud over again, and I say, I curse you with the raven's sight. I see the path of your endless night, and shadows deep your fate I pave. I curse you, the path to the grave, and I share that sight with my channel divinity, Path of the Grave. Action one creature you to the end of your next turn. The next time you or an ally hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has a vulnerability to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends.
All right.
And then I will get a hand onto Ortega's back and say something in Undercommon, and he's gonna get 8 health.
Nice.
For that. And that is my turn.
All right. Brings us to the gibbering mouther. It's going to.
Sorry, poison damage.
Oh,
No, all good. What's the damage total?
5, and you can shake it.
5 is enough. And does a 18 save for poison.
You are no longer poisoned.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Biggest source of damage in this entire combat. Perish fucking column.
We're finally able to just get it right out of there.
Yeah, I just snot rocketed onto the floor.
Onto Ortega.
That is my turn, sorry. Oh, weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do the one behind it. 18 plus 7 to hit.
Do you use your bonus action for Channel Divinity, or is that?
Or was it a bonus
Isn't
action
that
to
just
heal
for
me?
moving? It was a bonus action to heal him. Divinity was full action. Spin.
It's a bonus.
The weapon. Oh, and repeat the attack. So never mind. My B.
No. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
18. Okay, I'm finally done taking my turn.
All right.
It's my first time in combat. I'm really enjoying.
Everyone's
so excited.
for sure. Okay, so as the gibbering mouther gets close enough to all of you guys, the ground itself starts to become very like, and it's very see, you kind of feel the ooze from this mouther kind of seeping underneath your feet. Anybody within 10 radius of it has difficult terrain and succeed on a DC 10. Speed is reduced to 0. You get sticky icky.
You say?
Yeah, it's going to attack Ortega with its attack for a natural 20.
Disadvantage.
Oh no! It's the ick!
It has disadvantage.
Just because he took dodge.
He did.
Limbo.
That's right.
Oh
And I kid you not. It like this is what goes on. I'm gonna take a picture of the dice.
You getting crit, Ortega?
No, it's a 19, but the cut it was. Yeah, it's gone away. I can't show it anymore, but it is 21 to hit.
That's better than a crit.
That'll hit, but it's better than a crit.
But it's better than a
Yes.
crit. 18 points of piercing damage, and to make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Are you sure you want me to make that?
I am sure.
Do I really have?
You do. I'm sorry.
That's gonna be a 24.
You're good. And it's going to use a binding spittle for all of you, and it's going to hit a chemical glob at a point you can see within 15 feet. It's going to be right there on top of Parrish, and each creature within 5 feet of Parrish must succeed on a dex of 13 or be blinded until the end of the next turn.
Excellent. I have advantage on dexterity save.
So that's...
Yeah.
16 plus 2 is 18.
Ooh, interesting. That's
Does Ari have to roll on that one based on the proximity?
You
Too
are
far.
Okay.
but it was...
I only got
So Talus is blinded. She's gonna get into the team.
I hate getting conditions. Oh,
So yes,
what was that?
unfortunately, Talus, you are blind, which brings us to the next gibbering mouther. 10, and going to do the exact same, just not with the Ortega. It's also going to do its binding spittle in the same spot on top of her. So everyone have to do that save again. Yay!
Did you save again?
You are
Double blinded.
Can't get it.
You're already blind.
15 for Ortega.
18 for Parrish.
And Tatiana's like,
Hey, can I see the creature?
no, you're in the.
That's a reaction.
Shit.
I can't see the creature.
You can't see any of it. You just as it's going on.
Goodness, it sounds. You all sound like you're doing cool.
They sound painful.
The worst part is that Ortega has blind sight out to 10 feet, so like being blind is not awful for him. But he passes, so he's a lovely big feller.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Tatiana, you in that deck save?
This time I got a 25. The second time I got a 9.
Plus what? Or total?
Plus my proficiency. Do I get my proficiency? It's got a little
Dex
dot.
save.
maybe.
If you are proficient in deck saves, yeah.
I am proficient, so it would.
Well,
Wow.
actually, plus 7 there on Lady Tatiana, so I think it is.
Oh,
I see your.
No, do.
I can things.
Tried. I know.
So Tatiana, you are also blinded as you are
I tried.
on top of the ceiling. You're like, ah! Ending its turn brings us to Ari, who's still in the smoke.
Ari,
Please.
please.
I'm gonna run through the darkness, the sound of the voices, and I hear.
Okay.
Not exactly sure what of the map that you have on indicate like obstacles or things. But my goal essentially here, out of the things.
You find there, and you have the conflict as cover up to about you probably quarter cover.
Could I say
That
something
sounds-
just for flavor?
Oh please.
For Path of the Grave, that you see just a little bit of future, just what is going to cause maximum damage to that creature that I.
Excellent.
Because you basically get an auto crit on it.
Yeah, I'm going to. If I get auto crit, then I'm gonna shoot it. But it's crit work exactly.
If you, it's vulnerable, I guess technically you just double whatever you.
Well, I believe a 19 plus my damage will hit it, which is a 17 to hit. It's 26 to hit. 26 to hit. Which means
So
I'm
it's-
sorry.
It's a crit.
It's not really a crit.
Oh, what is
But
it?
it just
Dice and
it
then
just-
add your mother.
Yeah, double damage at mod.
Yeah, it's not a crit per se.
No,
Well, I mean, I believe that's
So even
awesome.
you double the monk is vulnerable to all sources
it
of.
would make it. Yep. Yeah, just double you just as normal, and then
Cool. 1d12 plus 2. That is 11 plus 2, 18.
so 26
What is this?
of damage.
6 points of damage, shooting it in the face. And I look over to my team and I just say, it's nice to be out of the dark.
Hey,
My turn.
it goes down.
Nice.
Dead.
I'm gonna roll a
Jeez,
bunch
that
of
was
saves here and still have coming out my Hex. One of them that one, so I don't have Hex.
Hmm.
I can rage.
Brings us to the final bear. Just going to plop forward 10, and actually, I guess the people right now, since the other two are kind of out of the count. Let's see, does he make it? Still cannot find the bellows. He's terrible. But he is okay with holding his breath again. He's good. He's good. So, all right. And then, I should. Okay. And Reynard is he's here now. Doesn't matter. Tatiana, you are up. You blinded. And you,
By the light.
and you need, actually, I guess you're not in the difficult terrain because you're above it. But you are within 20. You do need to make a wisdom saving. With advantage.
Well, wisdom throw. With advantage? Is that what you said?
Actually, you know what? No, I lied. That's that died was the one that did it. You're good. You don't have to do it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Because my saving throw is terrible. But I'm blind. I'm not very sure of myself right now. So I'm going to hold until I can see if I accidentally shoot somebody in the foot, because that would be my luck.
That would be bad. Yeah. Brings you to the round. Talus, you are up.
Also blind.
And also blind.
Only fix one at a time.
Yeah. Okay. So do I get the sense that this is like a bomb, like, you're blind, but it'll go away in a little bit that I'm going to have to deal with?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like, but I know it happened. You know what I mean?
That's great. So, great. Well, I have my hand. I can kind of heal, probably. So maybe I'll just in direction and see what happens.
Right
past
right Ortega's head yet again.
You'd have advantage.
Disadvantage. I think I'm really good. That is 14.
Battle, yeah.
Excellent. And 6 plus 5 is in damage to the one closest to me.
All right, ending your
I'm
turn.
just gonna hang out here. Yeah, I'm all done.
All right. Brings us to Ortega.
Ortega is gonna rage and grow in stature by about 7.5 feet.
As one does, yeah.
And he's just gonna run face first into whichever gibbering mouther Ari shot. And start slicing and dicing because that's what he does.
Okay. The one that Ari shot is dead, but the one that Talus shot is in front of you.
Alright, so that one I am going to reckless.
Before that, you need to make a strength saving throw. I'm sure you're gonna pass. It's easy peasy. That one both. You never know.
I was gonna say because I have advantage on that one. So,
well, this would happen
6 plus
before you raged because this is a
12.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right then. Rage down.
Right.
No closer than that 20. That's an 8 plus 7, so 15. Or first one.
Gonna hit.
Then the second one is higher, but not a crit. 9. Oh, nice. And 11. So 20 points between the two flashes.
Okay.
That is my turn.
That's your turn.
Quick and simple and easy.
Perish.
Okay, I'm a step up. I see that bubbling ooze down there that I do not want to get my feet in.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and use my bonus action to move my spectral sight up my feet and make an attack. Does a 2 plus 7 does a 9 hit?
A 9 will just hit.
Oh god! Oh, I was like, oh, the good rolls have come to an end. For 8 damage, and
You have a spectral sight. That's amazing.
So freaking cool.
Oh, cool.
I'll take a round if you would allow, just to assess if anyone is particularly hurt. Yeah, that 2 people are blinded, so.
Yeah, you don't know the 2 people are blinded. One is hitting regardless. And in terms of people who are in need of like assistance, Ortega seems to be the only one who has taken physical damage that you can see.
Yeah, I'm at about a little less than 2/3.
Do you have a connection with the people that you blessed on?
Oh, the Beacon of Hope.
It doesn't give like status update on them. I still am in them having advantage on will saves and death saves. Wait,
I've been rolling.
Get up here. He has advantage.
Yeah, but he's an ally, so he gets advantage.
Yeah, I've been rolling.
He was close enough before. Okay, cool. I
was gonna say you do like feel as though that like one of the people that you were concentrating on seem to have been hurt, but you can't see them. But rolling death saves, that's fine.
I see people before me here that are the concern. I can't go back into the smoke to help someone. So I'm going to toll the dead on with my mace in hand. I'll just kind of do one quick twist of the wrist, sending sort of the ball bearing little thing around, and there's a ring of a bell, and just toll the dead. It needs to make a wisdom saving. DC 15.
It failed miserably.
Okay. It takes 16 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
It had taken damage already, right?
It has, yeah.
Okay.
You're good. Ending
There's
your
the difference. Ending my turn.
Brings us to the gibbering mouther that's in Ortega, and it's going to
Become alone.
going to Gibbon. So that's the one it hadn't started, and now it's starting within 20 feet of it. That's all Ortega. And with disadvantage? Or is that gone? I think that's gone. I think it's just regular, right?
You started your rage, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've raged, yeah.
Does that not make it?
Oh, yeah, he has advantage, yeah. Everything against me has advantage.
That's a natural 20.
Nope, it's not. Silvery barbs. Triggering you must be rolling 20 and use the lower roll.
And use the lower roll. My goodness. All right.
No. No.
Okay. Well, it's no longer a crit. It does a 17 hit.
It does, yeah.
So that will be 20.
You also sorry.
Yes, you do.
Who's next?
Next would be yourself.
Good.
Okay.
Well done.
24 points of piercing damage.
Half.
And then it's going to...
I'm at half now, Perish.
Alright, and it's going to attack again.
No, thank you.
Does it still have, with Reckless, it still doesn't, right?
Advantage, yeah.
So, yeah, advantage.
Yep.
Alright, and that will be 16 more points of piercing damage. And that ends its turn. It doesn't move because it can't.
It's in 4. I still got over 20 hit points.
I'm so attention at all. I'm just looking at the cute puppy cat.
Her name is Cinder.
Cinder, I would die for
Oh, that's a lovely name.
Brings us to Ari. You are up. And you need to make a, with advantage. Oh, no, he doesn't have advantage. Oh, he does?
Oh, no, wasn't in range.
Ari wasn't in range. You do not have advantage on the wisdom save.
So wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
That's only 2. That's 15.
Yeah, you're
Hey.
Okay, thank goodness. Man, I'm used to being a cleric with wisdom through the roof. Learning about this stuff, and now it's our wisdom details. Whoever hurt the person who I silvery bar, shoot them as close as I can get to their brainstem. I want to end them in a single shot.
They don't really have a brain stem or.
But let's go exploring.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot them.
Shoot them. Yeah,
it's an 18 for a.
That'll hit. Yeah.
Okay. That's 12 to 10. That's 12 points of piercing damage. Nice. Closest thing to its face, brainstem, because you don't attack Ortega. You don't get to walk away from that.
It's not dead. You want to do anything else?
So I will bardic
damage.
I still rolled an 18.
Go for the crit.
It worked. It was fine.
Okay.
I didn't crit. Yeah. Then I will look over to Tatiana and say, I'm gonna wait. So that's a bardic.
Brings us to the final gibbering mother, which it has one, but it now gibbering. It's now gibbering as well. All that jazz. It's going to spittle 15 on top. So and perish obviously.
Any more blind, anyways.
You weren't. It was the start of the next one.
I think I got a 0 on mine.
Do you have a negative dex?
Yeah, no. I got an 11.
Oh, so Perish and Alice are now blind again.
That's so crazy.
And it's going to give Ortega a bite, which it still has advantage on.
Yep.
Crit. 17 to hit.
Hits.
Ending its turn to Tatiana.
Oh, this is wonderful. Well,
you do.
Thought you were going to be long, Tati.
Dave, but you have advantage.
15's the first. Oh, I click the bait.
Yeah, you're fine.
Supplies. No. Remind me. Oh, to switch a weapon.
Action to switch your weapon.
You could drop your weapon and then grab another weapon. That you can do. You'd have to pick up your weapon later.
You've done it before.
I know, I just couldn't remember. It's not something I do very often. Alright.
You got your bardic to up your roll in case it's a roll you gotta do.
I am going to...
Is your gun one-handed?
Yes.
Then grab your sword in the other.
Technically. Yes, I guess I could.
Wielding per se.
To do a jump up beside Ortega. Use my action to use my Crimson Right on my rapier. Sorry, I'm just rolling my damage. 2 points of damage. for doing so. Come on. And where'd it go? My weapon is going to 20 feet. I have resistance to necrotic.
Wait, is it a cleric?
Dead?
It's not.
The jabbery.
It is dead. Unfortunately, no.
No.
Ooh.
Another
What's that?
Okay.
No, nothing can happen. Okay.
You still get your 1d8 radiant.
Crap.
You don't get.
Oh, okay. All right. So it still does.
Oh.
Yes.
Cool. All right. And I'm gonna swing once. That says 16. Swing an extra d8 for the radiant.
Absolutely.
Yep.
14 piercing. And slowly but surely, maybe if I hit the roll button, it would work. Okay. 3. And I'm going to hit an attack.
That will hit.
4 points of piercing. Do I get to do the radiant again? Does that stay?
Every attack, yeah, radiant damage on every
attack? Okay, cool. And 5 points of radiant.
Not bad at all. That was a pretty big. Okay.
But it's not dead.
Hey, look at that on the bellows finally. Sorry, I forgot to do that part. The smoke is gone. I can't delete that one. We'll ignore it. Fine to do that part, but no, so it's all good. Yeah, so it's still kicking. It seems like it's blood sticking out of it every which way. They both look like they've been hurt quite a lot. Ending your turn, Tatiana. Brings us to Talus. You are blind. Yay! Or make your wizard.
Interesting. Oh, look at that. That 19.
You're good.
Having heard my allies come up and get all up in, I'll stop shooting. That would go poor. Problem is, all of my require sight, so I'm gonna maybe just take a break here. Actually, you know what I will do? I'm gonna and get some hit points. That's what I'll do.
Nice.
It's a reasonable action.
You get your full
Where's
hit
my
points.
teeth?
Go
for it.
Yeah,
Man.
10 plus whatever, however many fights.
Yeah.
Trying to make healing in combat viable. Uphill battle.
Clutch move.
That's clutch. That's good. Is that your full turn, Tala?
Thank you.
Ortega, you are up. You need to make your disadvantage.
13 plus something.
Not that it matters. Assuming you're asking for strength save, you have advantage on it. It's if you move, you move. I'm not going to make you roll it. I know you're going to pass.
It's pretty true. I rolled a 9. So is looking by this to contemplate what should still. He's going to drop a scimitar and pull out the machete.
Oh,
Making a choice.
Wait, you're pulling up Jason?
And he's slash with the machete as he kind of rings it around.
hang on, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Advantage on will saves, which is nice.
So the first one, 24 to hit.
Hang on, let me look at. Okay, I know you've read it, but I may.
Yes, it's just a plus. So the second hit will be with that one.
Okay.
Currently, it's just a +1 weapon that doesn't
That you know of.
that I know of.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one to hit was sorry?
It was a 24.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
So that is a 8 points of damage. Still up.
It dead.
It's dead. Wicked. How far away is this one?
It's within 5 feet.
Okay, I will hit it while I'm still here. And roll to a 20.
Oh,
For the first strike with there's hate.
Okay.
Oh no.
what a name for a blade. My
I
goodness.
know.
Just wait.
So it does.
Does he know?
So it's going to have slashing damage and 4 points of necrotic.
And so it's double your dice damage.
Oh, right. So
it's a full dice. It's one full dice.
So add 6 for each. 6 slashing and 6 necrotic.
Oh, 6 slashing.
Tell me when you want to break that out, and I'll pass somebody, and we can do some work.
Okay.
Where's those?
So.
You don't even hear the slicing happening. You hear that faint shing from blood flying across there, splattering across walls as he makes the blood make music as it splashes against the wall and slicing and all the way through. Happy. He is peaceful.
Oh boy, that's going to come up in group therapy.
Oh boy.
And he's just going to sheath the blade and go, look, here's I'll be all right.
So just as you feel the blade absorb like the gibbering mouther's essence as it empowers, and you feel from your newly attached arm as it slides over the blade itself, you feel part of your soul leaving your body, basically being sucked out, like pulled out of it. You feel this torn, and as soon as you finish, I'll be okay, you fall unconscious. And that's where we're going to end it tonight.
As the dust settles and the echoes of battle fade away, our valiant party stands triumphant against the unholy forces that sought to engulf them. The undead and gibbering mouthers have been vanquished, their threat extinguished in the face of our heroes' unwavering resolve. Yet in the shadow of victory, a new challenge emerges. Ortega, once a stalwart defender, now lies unconscious, ensnared by the malevolent curse of the accursed blade wielded by Gisana. The air is heavy with the weight of this ominous turn, a stark reminder that even in triumph, the shadows of peril linger. And on an unfortunate somber note, we must extend our sincere apologies. The cursed winds of the 13th episode brought with them unforeseen technical difficulties. We appreciate your patience and understanding as we navigate these challenges. Your steadfast support means the world to us. And as our party lies stunned by the fallen comrade, the curtain falls on another chapter of our unfolding tale. The road ahead is fraught with uncertainty, and the destiny of our heroes hang in the balance. So, dear listeners, thank you for joining us on this roller coaster of adventure and emotion, and big heartfelt thanks to MAB Music for providing the enchanting tunes that accompanied the journey today, adding a layer of magic to our storytelling. I have been your host and Dungeon Master Kyle, and until we reconvene in the next chapter, may your hearts be steady and your spirits resolute.